In the time before the Titans, before the gods of Olympus, a great battle was waged. The wrath of the primordials. The very beings who forged the earth. Raged out of control for an eternity. And from this rage, this madness of war, the Furies were brought forth. Neither Titan nor God, mortal nor shade, the Furies were bound to no one. For they were the guardians of honor, the enforcers of punishment, the bane of traitors. When Zeus came to power, we found he had little to fear from the sisters. The Furies sought retribution only for those whom they deemed guilty. The first of these traitors was Aegean the Hecatoncheires. When the brute pledged a blood oath to Zeus, only to later betray the king of the gods, the Furies were quick to take action. The sisters relentlessly hunted Aegean, and upon capturing the creature, tortured him without mercy. For the Furies believed death was too kind for this oathbreaker. Aegean the Hecatoncheires became an example to all. A special symbol for those who might think to break a blood oath with a god.
What's going on, guys? And today I'm bringing you guys my full review of the God of War Ascension. Now it's been a while too, and I wanted to get a feel of the game, you know, past the campaign, play some multiplayer for here, you know, get used to the game, really get used to the game. So now I'm gonna break it down to a couple of sections for this review. You know, the one section will be about the story, one's gonna be about the graphics, one of them's gonna be about the sound and the soundtrack. Another one's gonna be ease of controls. Another one's gonna be my likes of the game. Another one's gonna be my dislikes of the game. And finally, the replay value, whether or not I'm gonna be coming back to it and keep playing. And finally, the last one is my rating of the game, and just my final thoughts of it too, like that. So, speaking of that, let's get to it. So the first section is the story. So the story is the prequels of the prequel. Oh, I can't say it right now. The prequel of the prequel. The prequel of the prequels. And man, what's up? And so yeah, it's basically the first chapter of the whole Kratos story. So it's, you know, it's the 7th installment game by developed by Santa Monica Studios, and it's the prequel of the entire series, and it's based on kind of like when the beginning of the Kratos, when he becomes a servant of the God of War Ares, and who was tricked by Kratos and into killing his wife and child, and then Kratos renounces his you know, he basically told the God of War to, you know, go F off, and he broke the bond, the oath between them, and because of that, the Sisters of the Furies, well, the 3 Furies, what's it called? The Furies, there you go, the Furies, the Sisters. The Furies, who are the enforcers, whoever breaks the oath, like an oath between a mortal and a god, and they go after them, and they basically, they torture them. They torture for like eternity, whatever. So basically that's it. So after that, Kratos escapes, and he's off to another adventure to go kill the Furies. So he needs to do this and that, and he gets helped by one of the Furies' sons. What's it? Oracles, I believe. Yeah, he helps him out, and then without spoiling the whole story, things don't go as planned, and and it's pretty crazy, and it's pretty cool. I do like the story, but it's certainly not the best of the God of War series, but yeah, it's a good. Anyways, so moving on to the next section is the graphics. Actually, the graphics are pretty amazing. You know, it's a basically loosely on the God of War 3 engine, and the God of War 3. You know, those graphics are just really spectacular, man. Oh, they're just gorgeous. Look, and the graphics in here for the God of War Ascension, nonetheless, they're amazing. They're pretty. You know, it's spectacular, as you can see. It's pretty cool, the graphics, and it's really nice because not only that, the animations, the whole movement feels so smooth and solid because of the whole motion capture and the acting done at the same time. If you see the videos, if you ever saw the videos on in the disc or inside the game, they show you all the how they make it and everything. Oh, it's like, man, that's how the feature it is now. And that's it's really easy, it's really easy to do that, and it's pretty good. Anyways, these graphics are amazing. Just leave it like that. So now the sound, the soundtrack is, it's always epic as always with the orchestra, and the really, especially when you have the headset or headphones or whatever, it really sounds really good. Like when you have a headset, if you're watching through the speakers of your TV, yeah, they'll be like whatever. But if you put on a headset, which I'm using the official Sony 7.1 surround sound, virtual surround system. I did a review, it's in my channel, and it really sounds amazing on that one. Oh, it just like orgasms on your ears, if that's a good way to put it. Anyways, it really sounds great. The soundtrack is epic, screams Kratos all over, and just really fantastic and everything like that. Now, moving on to the ease of controls. The controls are as God of War as you could get. They're very simple. Axis to jump, squares to do light attacks, triangles to do heavy attacks, and circles. This time I think it's a grapple. No, not the grapple. Circles is a, what is it? I forgot. I really can't think of it. But I think the grapple is now is the R1, this stick, and little button. But it's pretty cool because they changed the slightly controls when it comes to the combos between let's say certain combos, and for the spin, the whirlwind spin chain, blades of chaos or whatever, you just tap. But this time sometimes you have to hold it in order to do the combo. You hold it a bit, square, triangle, and stuff like that, which is pretty, little minor change, but it's still, the controls are as easy as they come when it comes to the God. It's the same thing as mostly the whole God of War franchise. Now, I'm gonna move on towards my likes and then my dislikes. For my likes, I do like the story. I like the prequel of it. It shows a different side of Kratos before all that, the whole Olympus must die thing, and it really shows a different kind of Kratos. The more human side of Kratos, right? Before Kratos is like, I want vengeance, I just gotta kick your ass. That this time, this Kratos is like more calmer, but he will still kick your ass though. And not only that, there's one part of the game that he actually smiles. Kratos smiles. He never does that anymore. He smiles when he sees his daughter and all this stuff. But it's this is like the only time you're gonna see Kratos acting in a more human fashion. Because the rest, he's just a badass dude that's gonna have to go get you, vengeance and all that. Not only that, I also like that it's challenging, and that's not stretching at all. This game is challenging, and like at one point of the game, the trials of Archimedes, or I can't say it. Well, anyways, the trials. Oh my god! Oh, the hardest part of any God of War game. That section is just impossible. Not really impossible because I did it, but it's just really like difficult. It's like, whoa. People say that the Cerberus Reader part in God of War 3 was difficult. Oh man, this is way This is a whole new level. This is like section 3. It's just really impossible. It took me hours just to complete it. And I know some of you is like, well, I just did it in my first try. Remember, this is the pre-patch. This is a few days before a few days after the game was released. This is the whole pre-patch thing. Now this was pretty much, it was a bitch trying to pass this this section of the game. And I was like, oh, I died. I had to come up with strategies. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this with this monster. I'm gonna do this with this one. I'm just gonna keep using magic. I gotta do block, and block. I just gotta do that. And at one point, I just went, you know what? I was getting tired. I was like, you know what? Screw it. One more try. And if I don't pass it, if I die, I'm just gonna, take a break from it, because that's what you gotta do. So in that time, I actually did pass it. I was like, yes! It was one of the most rewarding God of War feeling of all. It was just amazing. I was like, oh man, I just beat the game without beating the game. Actually beating the game. Wait, yeah. And one of the most rewarding feelings of all. But now, since the post patch, they made a few things different, and it's not the same as the before. It's a pre-patch. It's actually much easier now. I had no trouble beating that again. But yeah, kudos to that. Now let's move on towards the multiplayer side. And there's a few things that I do like about the multiplayer. The multiplayer, it emphasizes more on the objective playing, which is I do like, instead of kills. But yeah, the multiplayer is not that bad. It's good, but I feel like it could be, much better in a way. But there's a few things that need to be addressed, maybe later on, or maybe the next installment of the God of War in a few years. But I'm gonna get to that and the dislikes, because I'm gonna just say what I do like and don't like. But what I do like is that you're able to customize your character. You're able to choose which god alliance you want to choose. You want to go with Hades, he emphasizes more on the magic. You want to go with Hades, he emphasizes more on the stealth kills. You want to go with Ares, the God of War, he emphasizes more on physical attacks, I believe. Or he's more of a warrior kind. Or you want to go with Poseidon with ice attacks? I don't know. I forgot about Poseidon. But yeah, you can also customize your weapon. You can also choose what weapon you want to have: a hammer, a sword, or a spear. You can choose basically customize how your warrior wants to look. You want to put him ink, you can put him ink. You want to change his skin color, you can change his skin color. You want to change his clothes, you could also do that. What also you could do is you could rank up your weapons, your armor, and everything, so you can have a better defense. But well, I'll get to that in the dislikes in a way, because it's a slight disadvantage against new players. You're gonna be like, oh, what? But nonetheless, it's the multiplayer. It's fun. It's pretty fast paced, in my opinion. As soon as you go in, boom, you're already at it. You're attacking, you're blocking, and you're just basically it's a bunch of chaos in there, and it does get a little fast paced. And not only that, there's also like capture the flag. You capture the flags, you earn points. You open chests. You earn what's it called? Well, favors for the gods. And you just don't. In order to win, you just don't have to rely on kills, because kills give you certain points. But doing the objectives, like capturing the flags, capturing the sections, like domination, those they give you more points. And if you want to win, you could win the game without killing anybody, I believe. But I doubt anyone will do it. Not only that, the areas for the multiplayer are basically alive in a way. There's certain parts of the certain parts of the level that will kill you in a way. Like for example, there's the Titan of the Cyclops one. He can actually kill you if you get in his way. He's like trapped right there, chained up. Yeah, basically could kill you if you're not careful. Also, there's a lot of traps in the area where players can set up traps if they're trying to steal your flag or your domination post. Like if they're near, the whole area will basically be in flames, and that's pretty cool. Like set up traps. I don't want people So, some people, because there are gonna be players that they're gonna leave it on guard, just gonna go off for the kills, while there's one player gonna be sneakily, walk around those guys and just get the flags and just capture it, get the points, which is kind of what I do. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I do like that. I do like that, the little feature for the multiplayer. Now, I'm gonna move on towards my dislikes of the game. There's some few things that I dislike about the game, and maybe they already been patched up. Maybe they haven't. I have no idea. But when I played it, I came across these issues. But yeah, let me get to it. I came across some audio issues. Certain parts of the game, only the volume was really low, or it was only like on the left side of my headset was louder than the right side of my headset. If it wasn't even both sides, and I was just weird. I was like, what the hell? Is something wrong with my headset or something like that? And then when you go into the fighting scene, it becomes super loud. I was like, oh, I gotta lower down my headset. Stuff like that. Now, I also came across, there was a problem with the dead end issues. What I mean by dead end was a monster was supposed to come out, but they didn't, and so you're basically stuck right there and you have to restart the level or your last checkpoint. Stuff like that. I was like, what? Like, where's the monster at? What was it? I think it was in the, where you go see the big statue. Yeah, the statue right there. There's some birds that's supposed to come out, but he never did, and I guess, yeah, he was being an asshole, like that. Also, total domination. But yeah, some dead end issues right there, but that's basically it about the whole campaign issues. Now, there were some multiplayer issues that I came across. One of them being the a little annoying is that matchmaking issues. Now, the matchmaking issues was that it took quite a bit for it to find a game. It takes quite a bit. Instead of like it, does it really fast. Not before. Certain times in the games it does it quick. It finds the players quick, and you're in the match. They can't leave once the timer's set, and it gives you a chance to customize your character and everything like that. But there are certain times where it just takes forever, like more than like 5 minutes, and then I leave the game. I come back. I leave the lobby and I look for another one. It takes like a minute or two, and then it could have been my internet connection, or it could have been some other thing. But it took quite a bit. But I experienced that, not a lot, but just a bit. But a few days later, like there was it was good. Like it was good. But one of my biggest issues for the multiplayer is there's no host migration. When the host leaves, the game's over. The game's done. It's like, if I had to reference another game, for example, like Call of Duty 4, once the host leaves, that's it. That's the game. Now, some people are gonna be little douchey, and if they're losing, they leave and the game ends. Now, maybe there is host migration, or maybe there is, but in my experience, it says host left. I believe it says host left, cannot reconnect, or something like that. I was like, and it's it's just a pain in the ass when it comes to that. But that's pretty much it. And that's basically all it for my dislikes and everything like that. Now, the replay value of this game is gonna totally depend on you, but I'm gonna say if you enjoy the multiplayer quite a bit, the replay value is gonna be moderate. It's gonna be in the medium. If you enjoy it, you're gonna play it once in a while. If you don't, then you have fun in the beginning, then you still play another one. Now, as for my rating, I give it an 8 out of 10. There's a few issues right here and there. I do like it overall, but it is a great game overall. And for my rating, I give it 2 thumbs up. The game is actually pretty good. It doesn't really disappoint. it is one of the best God of Wars in my opinion of the whole franchise. Probably not better than God of War and slightly worse than God of War 3. But it is better than the God of War 2, stuff like that. Although the beginning was like whoa, but not as like crazy as God of War 3. God of War 3 was just set the bar. You know, it was just really it was really good. But God of War Ascension came close to it. It was basically one of my top 3 probably favorite of the God of Wars. And the whole franchise. You know,
In time you will.
It was really good. But you know, certain issues came up, and you know, that kind of bothered me. It was a little annoying here and there, but overall, it's a great game. 8 out of 10, 2 thumbs up. In my opinion. Well, anyways, that's it for the review. Wait, hold on.
It's not real.
It's a little bit more than I wanna recap. Also, I forgot to mention about the whole. There's also a few new changes for the game. Like for the multiplayer, you could climb and everything. It's basically you could do whatever the God of War franchise has been doing. The climbing, the swinging with the chains. For some reason, you get chains of blades of chaos and like that. And also there is sub weapons. I forgot to mention this. If there's sub weapons, you could pick up a sword. You could pick up a spear. You can also pick up one of the best ones, the shield. The shield is just freaking awesome. I had a lot of fun with that one. And you can also throw them at the enemies and all this other stuff. And that's what I wanted to get out of the way. So anyways, that's it for this God of War Ascension review. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me if you played it. Let me know what are your thoughts about the game. Is it the good? Is it the best? Is it awesome? Does it suck? Is it a waste of time? Man, is it a disappointment? I don't know why they bother making this game. Blah blah blah, stuff like that. So anyways, that's it for my review, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
A simple trinket will not defeat us, sister!
You defy me? You are but a mortal.